J.L. Adamson here, welcoming you to the 4 essential tools of a retirement remodeler. Now, these won't be the only tools your clients age 65 and older will need, but as a retirement remodeler, it will be your starter kit, at least. My overview here shouldn't take more than 7 minutes, maybe 8. My wife Kathy and I, we own and operate Adamson Associates, a nationally PMI certified project management agency that's also multi-state licensed to transfer the risks of aging in place as well as the end of life. Now, we are no more wealth managers, accountants, or attorneys than we are real estate agents, funeral directors, or structural engineers. With that said, these are all, as needed, the associates in our name. So if you want to be an Adamson associate, you will need to be a team player. With our team approach, we help businesses, families, and individuals answer some very tough questions, like, what happens if I live too long? What happens if I die too soon? What happens if I lose my income to illness, injury, economic downturn, or our new favorite, taxes? It's not that our wealth managers, accountants, and attorneys don't ask these questions. They certainly do. It's just they have other questions to tend to, and we do not. Our tools are designed to do one thing: manage the risks of change, both planned and unplanned. Occasionally, someone will wonder out loud, how do you do what you do, imagining all those worst-case scenarios and asking such depressing questions? Well, when you're a remodeler, it's true. Sometimes things do have to get worse before they get better. For me, as a union carpenter for 11 years and the owner of a home improvement company for 21, well-meaning people would ask me a similar question. How do your knees and your back handle it? You know, over those 30-plus years, I enjoyed going to work every day because I knew my projects, no matter how dirty or painful, were going to be just the change the customer was looking for. As a retirement remodeler, I feel like I'm still leaving people in their places nicer than I find them, so what's not to love about that? And in reality, not all risk is bad. Certainly risk of loss is a threat and a negative, but isn't positive risk what we call opportunity? So for me personally, REMO stands for Retire Early More Often. Now for the sake of this conversation, however, REMO, let's let that stand for those 4 essential tools that every retirement toolbox should have, at least for the planning phases. Now, there are lots of retirement calculators out there, and like my tape measures, I've broken most of them. That's not a slam on any retirement calculator. It's just that back in the 1900s, when I went into business for myself, I really did want to retire early more often, as in every 7 years. And since then, I've yet to find a retirement calculator that understands my weird sabbatical mind or speaks my foreign sabbatical language. And that goes for Income Architect, which is the retirement calculator we use and will continue to use until I invent one that works for me. Now, you may already have a retirement calculator that you know and like, and believe me, I understand the value of thoroughly knowing a tool. But that said, here's why we use Income Architect. First, it makes a great inspection tool that finds weaknesses and strengths and then shows the client in a customized retirement blueprint whether or not their existing situation meets code, so to speak. Best of all, with the blueprint in hand, we can return to Income Architect and then stress test a client's existing plans for 4 or 5 very common unplanned life events. The one we tend to focus on the most is long-term care. Why? Well, while 7 out of 10 65-year-olds will need long-term care, it seems 10 out of 10 of our clients plan to receive that care in the home they love. I mean, for over 30 years, the only customers we've ever met are the ones who love their homes. Actually, we've come to love their homes too. So when aging in place modifications are needed, our project management phone rings. With that home still in the estate, along with other deeds and titles to other property, we have a tool that will make it as easy and affordable as possible for a client to update their estate plan documents as needed and as often as necessary. Sadly, if they must enter a facility and leave that home they love, a comprehensive estate plan document, as you may know, can improve a client's chances of qualifying for the medical assistance they may need to afford that facility, as well as avoid losses of their estate's value to probate costs and delays when they're gone. Now, best of all, in our opinion, clients show their children how comprehensive estate planning documents are supposed to look, so that estate planning becomes part of their legacy for their next generation. So while I haven't invented a retirement calculator, I have come up with a Medicare tool, a method really that can take the overwhelming 40 to 50 plan options a client may have depending on where they live, and quickly visually identify their top 5 plan options, and then their top 3, and then the one that's just right for them. And people seem to really appreciate it for a healthcare tool. But how about a wealth care tool, something that can accentuate a client's quality of life when wealth is good, but still transfer the threats to their quality of life when wealth is poor? That's right, bank ownership. I think you'll agree there's nothing like owning a bank if and when social systems fail or taxation gets a tad expensive. And when we suggest that a client own a bank, we don't mean the one the football stadium's named after, of course. We simply mean a quiet, safe place where a portion of their dollars realize market-like gains without the risk of market loss. And it's quiet, of course, because they have but one customer, themselves. Now, these 4 tools are really not just tools, but multi-tools, in our opinion, since they all can potentially accentuate opportunities while at the same time avoid or at least transfer the risk of threats. Now, actually, my Medicare tool isn't a multi-tool like the others. It'll protect money your clients already have, for sure, but there's only one way to do Medicare in a way that puts money in their pockets, actually grows their healthcare savings. I'll tell you what I'll do. Look for a link to another presentation that I did on Medicare savings accounts. In fact, I'll put that link either at the end of this recording or somewhere around it, so look for that. Again, if you see the wisdom in bringing any one or all of these multi-tools onto a retirement project of yours, just let us know. We are Adamson Associates. We're here for you, for your business, and beyond.